Everyone assumed the ragged man lurking at the back of the crowd was just another drifter, until the Navy Admiral saw the tattoo on his wrist and went pale. No one realized the missing piece of the ceremony was standing right there, trembling, hoping his son wouldn't notice him. The graduation field shimmered in the bright midday sun, brass instruments gleaming, families cheering, and yet the moment the Admiral's eyes locked onto that tattoo, a faded trident wrapped in a broken ring, the atmosphere shifted. He stopped mid-stride. The crowd hushed, and the homeless veteran, shoulders bent from years of surviving on sidewalks, froze like a man caught between worlds. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. For a heartbeat, time wavered. The Admiral squinted, as if trying to see through layers of grime, exhaustion, and years of silence. The man holding his torn backpack clutched it closer, wishing he could blend into the fence. He hadn't planned to be noticed. He only wanted one thing: to watch his son graduate from Navy recruit training, even if he had to do it from the shadows. But the Admiral's voice cut the light summer air. "Where did you get that tattoo?" Murmurs rippled through the families seated nearby. A mother shielded her child's eyes. A group of cadets whispered, sensing something bigger than protocol emerging right in front of them. The veteran swallowed. His throat felt like sandpaper. "Say nothing," he told himself. "Just let the ceremony continue. Don't drag your son into your wreckage." But fate had a way of cracking open things a man worked decades to bury. The Admiral stepped closer. "That mark, it belongs to a unit that doesn't exist on paper. Not anymore." Another ripple of whispers. Even the breeze seemed to wait. The veteran finally spoke, his voice barely audible. "It used to exist. We were 9. Now, I guess I'm the last one." A cadet nearby gasped. Someone dropped a pamphlet. The tension thickened, pressing down like heat before a storm. He had once been a rescue diver, the kind who swam into collapsing hulls, while others prayed from the shore. But after the tragedy in the Strait, the operation no one ever publicly acknowledged, he disappeared. Not because he died, because he couldn't live with what survived. He glanced toward the rows of graduating cadets and spotted his son, tall, steady, eyes scanning the stands, but not seeing him. He thought he'd never see his father again. He was wrong. The Admiral's face softened with slow recognition. Memories flickered behind his stern expression, like old film reels. "You saved my crew," he whispered. "You pulled my men out when the ship was tearing itself apart." A collective exhale swept through the bleachers. Even the cadets stood a little taller, sensing reverence. The veteran shook his head. "I lost 4 of mine." The Admiral didn't blink. "You didn't lose them. They followed you into the fire, because you were the only one who never quit on them." A long silence stretched across the open field. Dust drifted in lazy curls through the warm daylight, threading around the 2 men like a fragile memory returning home. Then the Admiral straightened, his voice booming. "Ladies and gentlemen, we have a hero among us today." The crowd erupted, not politely, but with the raw rising thunder of gratitude, long overdue. People stood. Neighbors lifted phones. Cadets pressed fists over hearts. The veteran's son turned, confused at first, until he saw the Admiral pointing toward the ragged man by the fence. Their eyes met, and every wall the boy had built, anger, abandonment, resentment, cracked in an instant. He ran across the field, uniform crisp under the sun, and when he reached his father, he didn't salute. He embraced him. The Admiral placed a hand on the veteran's shoulder. Dozens of sailors moved with trained precision, forming a quiet corridor of honor around father and son. Even in daylight, it felt like dawn breaking. The veteran trembled as his son whispered, "You came. That's all I ever wanted, because sometimes courage isn't loud. Sometimes it's just showing up, broken, scared, unsure, but still choosing to stand in the light. Because kindness doesn't vanish. It waits, and it finds its way back. And sometimes the brightest moments begin with the man no one expected to shine again." Thank you for listening. If this story touched you, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more heartfelt stories told with care and compassion.